obvious that it was a tale of two halves. We had great looks the first half, and mentally, emotionally, where we are from a maturity standpoint with the team. You realize that guys are still trying to gain the confidence, the mindset that it takes to come and be prepared mentally, emotionally, to be consistent. We shot 50% the second half, 40% from three. We basically had the same shots that we missed the first half. That's the growth that we have to make mentally, emotionally. Kind of a rag team. We got 2 point guards that we don't have in our rotation right now. And obviously, we miss Gainey, a legitimate post guy. And, the second half, I thought Cam and Deontay carved out space in the post that opened up things for other people. That's part of the execution that we are inconsistent on right now. We had, first half, we had 52 possessions, I believe, and 37 of them were one, maybe two pass or less shots. And it's proven that, we moved the ball a lot, and we moved the ball a lot better the second half than we did the first half. Obviously playing Jameer at the point guard, he didn't even know he was going to play that position until yesterday. And he's trying to learn what he's supposed to do, and now I'm throwing some other responsibility on him. But I think he showed that he's capable. But then we gave him that responsibility, and I thought he responded very well. It's interesting that we're not quite totally in sync with our cuts and our ball movement, but I see the potential there. Defensively, we were a lot better the second half. And the thing that I think we have the most challenge adjusting to is that you have dips when you fatigue. And we're trying to play to exhaustion and actually come out, and sometimes they play a minute or two more before they actually come out, and then it's harder to get it back when you go back in the game. That's part of learning how to play the system that we utilize. Positive and the negative is that we still got a lot of room for growth. I think this is going to be one of our better perimeter shooting teams. But in the first half, we didn't show that potential. But I think that's why I play these exhibition games as opposed to playing close scrimmages. I feel that once you get your players out in front of the public, and they get over that little nervousness, and that anxiety that comes with starting the season, you make a little more progress when the lights are on and they're playing in this kind of environment. So to summarize everything, I think that we show potential. We have a statistic that we measure. We call it a kill. And we had 9 kill stops. That is 9 possessions where we held them scoreless for 3 stops. That's 1 kill. We had 9 of those. And we had 7 more where we had 2 stops. So we very well could have had 15 or 16 kills, and that's a high percentage. Deflection-wise, we got our hands on a lot of balls. But we still on the grind right now. I'm anxious to get started playing our first game. I am a little happy that we don't start until next weekend. I'd hate to be starting on Monday, the 5th, when the season starts. So we got a little extra time to continue to keep working.
Coach?
Would we have any extra manpower for Friday night, meeting Chandler, Primo, Gainey?
Chandler I normally don't talk about injuries because they never end. As a youngster, he had a cyst removed. And our look would be he got an elbow right on top of that area where he had it moved. It's not anything serious, not anything it's going to be prolonged, but I think maybe some scar tissue is kind of challenged a little bit. So we try to make sure we have him full go for the remainder of the season. And we very well could have him. I don't know. Obviously, we haven't gotten word back on Primo's waiver. Gainey still has some ways to go. We need Chandler back in the rotation and help us have a little more consistent with our execution. That's the hand that we have been dealt. So, that's probably. Is there anyone else that's questioning other than Gainey, Primo, and Chandler? I wouldn't be surprised if we have Chandler for Friday night. Anybody else got any questions?
Just playing Valdosta State, I know their coach said he's come to this arena so many times as a fan, and playing here was just kind of a full circle moment for him. When you play a team that's so close to you, it really means a lot to them. And I guess for you, what was it like being tested by a team?
When you play sometimes Division II schools, they're always quick, fast. They're always going to have some guys that you can't leave open. So most of the time we're a little bigger and stronger, but they challenge you like some of the teams we be playing with their quickness and their speed. This team played with a tremendous amount of confidence. You know, they play with no fear, and I think they have like 5 or 6 new players. And I thought that what happened during the course of the game, our rotation in the second half kind of wore them down a little bit. Even though they were playing hard, I think that our rotation, how we utilize our talents, even when we weren't playing well, I thought the residual effects took its toll on them. But they fought right to the very end.